"We need to clear space," my mother-in-law declared, her voice sharp enough to slice through the quiet apartment. She was already dragging my belongings into cardboard boxes, as if my life had been reduced to a pile of random objects. The smell of lemon polish clung to the air, and I felt a sudden, hollow weight in my chest. "My mom and dad are moving in next weekend," my wife said, her voice barely a whisper, trembling like a leaf caught in a sudden wind. She looked like a ghost, pale and fragile, her eyes wide as though seeing something terrifying she couldn't name. I tried to imagine the apartment full of my in-laws, the walls closing in on me, my every step under silent judgment. "You want my apartment? Take it," I said, forcing a smile that didn't reach my eyes. The words sounded foreign to me, as if they belonged to someone else, a stranger who had somehow taken over my body. I wanted to believe I was joking, but the tension in the room felt too thick to laugh away. She didn't respond. My wife just stared at me, her lips pressed together, as if she was trying to hold back a storm. I should have stopped it. I should have said something, anything, to prevent what came next. But I didn't. I let it happen, the way a man lets a wave wash over him, knowing he'll be drowned, yet too stunned to resist. It started innocently enough, or so I told myself. Coffee at a cafe near our old apartment. Casual texting that lingered past midnight. I kept saying it was harmless, that it was just conversation. She laughed at my jokes, the kind of laugh that lingered long after the sound had faded. And for the first time in years, I felt noticed. Seen. Alive. Then came the dinners. One dinner. 2 dinners, and soon a week's worth of lunches and late-night meetings that weren't really about work. I didn't think I was cheating. I was just alive again, or at least that's what I convinced myself. My wife noticed, of course, but she trusted me, or maybe she hoped so. It wasn't until the 3rd week that I realized I had crossed the line. We were in a small hotel room after a late-night business meeting. The city lights flickered against the glass, painting both of us in sharp, guilty shadows. My hand shook as I reached for hers, and when our lips met, it wasn't just a kiss. It was everything I had denied myself for years. The apartment, the marriage, the suffocating expectations, all of it vanished. And yet, the instant thrill was mirrored by an equally instant guilt that crushed me like a vice. I came home that night, hands empty but heart loaded with secrets. My wife was in the kitchen, chopping vegetables with quiet efficiency. The knife clicked against the cutting board, like a metronome marking my heartbeats. I wanted to tell her, to confess everything, but the words lodged in my throat. I wasn't ready to destroy her or myself. Weeks passed, and the affair grew in both intensity and shame. Every meeting felt like a betrayal. Every smile a knife twisting deeper into my own conscience. I started lying. Small lies at first. Work commitments, late nights at the office, drinks with clients. Then the lies became more elaborate, the secrets more suffocating. And all the while my wife, oblivious, kept clearing space for my in-laws, cleaning, laughing, trusting. The breaking point came one rainy evening. I had forgotten my umbrella and ran into her, my lover, under the neon glow of a convenience store. My wife had decided to surprise me with an early dinner, and there I was, drenched and trembling, caught in the web I had spun. My phone buzzed, a text from her. "Don't forget the apartment keys. I'll see you tonight." I looked up just in time to see my wife, silhouetted in the rain, her eyes wide, searching, innocent. Time slowed. Every moment was a knife in my chest. I wanted to run. I wanted to tell her everything. But the words were gone. I could only stand there, soaked and trembling, as the world around me blurred into guilt. That night, the confrontation finally came. My wife had found my phone, the messages, the receipts, the signs I thought were invisible. She didn't scream. She didn't cry. She just looked at me, her face pale but terrifyingly calm. "How long?" she asked. "Months." I whispered, unable to meet her eyes. She laughed then, softly, cruelly. "Months." She shook her head, tears spilling down her cheeks despite her attempt at composure. "You lived a whole life while I was trusting you, while I was making this apartment a home for us. The next days were a blur of boxes, of angry phone calls, of our parents trying to mediate, and of me being shuttled from one empty room to another. I had wanted space, and now I had it, but the silence was deafening. My apartment was mine in name only. The life I had built with her, shattered. I think of her sometimes, walking through the rooms we used to share. I imagine her laughter echoing off the walls that I had helped fill with memories. I wonder if she ever knew how deeply I loved her, even as I destroyed it. But love doesn't undo betrayal, and guilt doesn't erase desire. I live now in a different apartment, different city, different life. The affair ended long ago, predictably, painfully, but the memory lingers. Every time I pack a box, every time I clear a space, I remember her face. The ghostly expression that first morning, the silent accusation, the heartbreak that no apology could ever repair. We are all experts at justifying our mistakes, at telling ourselves stories that makes them feel like survival. But when the echo of our choices meets the silence of someone we've loved, we are left with nothing but the sharp, unyielding truth. Some doors, once opened, cannot be closed.